The NFL season is back. Happy week 1 to all who celebrate it. Welcome to Shut Up Football. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus. That's Kevin. I hope all your teams and your fantasy teams won last weekend, though probably not. We lost Aaron Rodgers in less time than it takes to boil an egg. J.K. Dobbins was hurt again and will likely never see a significant contract in his career now. And a lot of playoff projected teams hit a big old speed bump. But as every NFL broadcaster reminded us repeatedly, it's only week 1. So forget the scores. It's time to have some fun. It's time for the roast. What genius scheduled this for first game of the season? Must have been a Make-A-Wish kid from Detroit. Jared Goff hit Amon-Ra St. Brown for a touchdown. And we got the first ambiguously sexual and/or violent touchdown celebration of the season. NBC cut away. Pretty hypocritical for a streaming service named Peacock. Nice try, corporate overlords. We got cameras everywhere. Travis Kelce missed the game with a boo-boo. Instead of a featured target, the Chiefs took a shotgun approach, hitting 11 different receivers. But none stood out more than Kadarius Toney, who dropped more balls than a bar mitzvah. Tony's like the wacky neighbor from a 70s sitcom. He makes a random appearance, says his catchphrase, "Injured reserve," and disappears until the next episode. The star of the night was Chiefs offensive lineman Jawan Taylor, whose false starts were so obvious Chris Collinsworth noticed. Taylor was in Mahomes' lap faster than a stripper with medical bills, not to mention his restless leg syndrome, which was the perfect segue to whatever pharmaceutical commercials filled the break. Side effects include temporary ref blindness. Taylor lined up so far back, Mahomes could have punched his fist up his ass and used him like a ventriloquist dummy. The Chiefs kicker tried to put a second helmet on, if that's what it takes to prevent CTE. Come on, Chiefs, don't make the refs carry this game. On the sideline, Travis Kelce looked sad, and also like a pawn shop rent-a-cop. The Lions won, but Mike Tirico had thoughts.
This has an asterisk because of no Chris Jones and no Travis Kelce.
For those not familiar with an asterisk, it's that thing on Mike Tirico's career for sexual assault and stalking. Maybe add another one for molesting my ears talking out of your asterisk. Joe Burrow showed up looking like he just came from your mom's house. Meanwhile, linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah showed up in a Ganyan Kente, and I'm not culturally insensitive. But if I was, I would say it looked like a quilt made by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Deshaun Watson ran for a touchdown and played air guitar. There's nothing cooler than air guitar. But at least that's all he was strumming. Must be weird for female refs to signal touchdowns for Deshaun Watson, only to have him call them sugar tits. Even the fans were feeling the vibe. No means no, Steve. Jamar Chase called the Browns elves, but elves make cookies and presents. Not Bill Cosby look good. After the game, Zadarius Smith riled up the fans they keep prison in a stadium terrarium. Don't look them in the eye. They're not people. J.K. Dobbins must have built his house on an ancient Indian burial ground, or farted on a witch's dog, because he tore his Achilles. That's another hash mark on the wall of the hospital room I assume he lives in. Justice Hill filled the void with 2 touchdowns. Ironic, since there's no justice for J.K. Dobbins. C.J. Stroud didn't look bad, but he spent most of the day with the Ravens on him. Rookie Zay Flowers was making plays. It's like they cloned a smaller version of Lamar Jackson to play wide receiver. The 3.0 should be out next summer and be the size of a Pomeranian. It'll be adorable, but completely useless for football. The Bucs replaced Tom Brady with Baker Mayfield, and that's like replacing Michael Jordan with Baker Mayfield. Then again, this is the Vikings defense. They can make anyone look good. Mayfield found Mike Evans in the end zone. Then Trey Palmer for a score. They celebrated with what I'm going to call wee-wee knees. Up in the booth, Matt Ryan tried to figure out what to do with his hands. No. No. Also no. Kicker Chase McLaughlin had to hit a 57-yard field goal to win it. Justin Jefferson looked like he was waiting for a bus that would never come. Hey, does anyone want to talk to me? I won the game. Still no? Okay. It's Bring Your Kid to Work Day. Oh wait, that's just Bryce Young. Young threw his first pro touchdown, and Hayden Hurst threw it away. Don't worry, they got it back. And then Hayden Hurst threw that one away too. That Hurst is a real rapscallion. Bijan Robinson was on fire. He couldn't be stopped. until the Falcons stopped him to give Tyler Algier the ball. He had 2 touchdowns on the day. Drake London, fantasy manager's tears, salted the earth. He had 1 target for 0 yards. Ritter had more yards after catching his own pass. You want the ball, London? Learn to hang out in the backfield and wait for a ricochet. The game opened with a saxophone version of the national anthem, and I've never heard something so patriotic make me want to light a candle and take my panties off. Arizona began the post-Kyler Murray era while he was still on the team. A bold move. It was Jonathan Gannon's first game as head coach. Exciting times if you're a fan of misery. It's a new regime in Washington, one that looks thoroughly confused.
I have no idea where the bathroom is, sir. This is the sideline.
Sam Howell took a shot out of bounds. Was it a dirty hit? All I know is that the side judge rose like the goddamn Undertaker and ejaculated a flag. They put a lot of faith in Sam Howell, but it looked like his first time touching a football. He ran clueless and fumbled the ball directly into the end zone for a defensive touchdown. He was picked off after throwing a perfect ball directly to the defender's hands. You don't need a CSI team to see this place is still filthy with Dan Snyder. There's no time to wait for the new stadium. Set the charges, lock the team inside. If they're gonna implode, do it together. Anthony Richardson showed up for his first pro game looking like a G. And by G, I mean goddamn those are some itty bitty boy shorts. He looked like the CEO of the Lollipop Guild. Zay Jones made a ridiculous catch, squeezing only what he needed to inbounds for the touchdown. Trevor Lawrence was hit and fumbled the ball. No one seemed too concerned until Zaire Franklin punched it out and DeForest Buckner ran it back for a score. That's some real good paying attention there. The Colts lost, but fans had to feel good about having a coach with coaching experience and a quarterback who didn't witness the fall of the Berlin Wall. Brock Purdy was back from the dead and looking good. Kenny Pickett fell face first into an open grave, and the Niners just kept dumping bodies on him. It didn't help that his receivers were slipping on banana peels, placed there by some reckless wandering ape. Pat Freiermuth had a touchdown, and they celebrated 2015 by dabbing. Thank God they never scored again. They might have broke out Gangnam Style. Fred Warner was shot out of a cannon at Najee Harris and sent his teeth back to the preseason. TJ Watt forced a fumble, but Brock Purdy recovered it behind his back in some sort of twisted yoga pose I've only seen before, and definitely didn't get kicked out of a rec center for doing once. I've seen a butt fumble, but this is my first back sack. It was Derek Carr's first game as a Saint, and for a second, I thought I wandered into a Kenny Loggins concert. Is he still relevant? Coach Vrabel looks like a Loggins guy. Ryan Tannehill was intercepted 3 times. I wonder if they considered playing one of their other horrible quarterbacks. Carr felt left out and tossed his own interception. Steve Gleason was there, and I felt bad for him. Not because he's in a wheelchair, but because he's stuck watching this game. The Broncos tried to start the game with an onside kick, because punting it would have been too on the nose. Russell Wilson threw a touchdown to Lil Jordan Humphrey, and Lil Jordan caught it. Will Lutz missed the extra point after. Don't worry, it's only 1 point. I'm sure that won't come back to haunt them later. Jimmy G looked efficient and handsome. He found Jacoby Myers for points, twice. Russell Wilson must have been elated to have Sean Payton as his head coach. It gives fans someone else to blame for losing. Eagles versus Patriots. It's the most American thing I've seen since that time obesity had a 3-way with racism and mass shootings, and they used the Declaration of Independence to wipe up after. It was a day of celebration absolutely marred when a crazed fan ran onto the field. The Eagles had a questionable catch, and Belichick was having none of it. I don't know. Is it too many people there? My head is over there and all apples.
I have no idea what he said. It was just a bunch of mumbling and something about the Barbie movie.
This game was a sloppy mess with both sides coughing the ball up. Both teams were ridden hard and put away wet. The 12th man should have been on the field because the Seahawks couldn't stop anything. Rookie receiver Puka Nacua exploded for over 100 yards, and honestly, it could have been more. DK Metcalf murdered corner Akello Witherspoon when his back was turned. I guess DK stands for Dirty Little Shit. And a K. Maybe he was just mad because he got beat by a rookie and a man named after a ballerina costume. Tyreek Hill is unstoppable. He had over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He doesn't need a helmet. He doesn't even need a head. Dolphins scored and went surfing, which is weird as hell. I've never seen a dolphin on a surfboard. Biologically, it doesn't make sense. What in the heck is this? Huh. Must be Mike McDaniel's family. Tua had nearly 500 yards, and I'm already regretting being a Chargers fan this year. The Chargers are the Applebee's of the NFL. You always know what you're gonna get. Disappointment. But at least it comes with drinks and endless fries. It's week 1. What could possibly be on the door? Oh no. The oldest rivalry in sports just got older. The Packers began the era of love. Rodgers is gone, but he must have passed ownership of the Bears to Jordan Love. The Packers used the Bears like a punching bag on both sides of the ball. Oh, finally! Okay, salsa dancing makes me poop, jump on a bug. Quay Walker snagged a pass from Justin Fields, and then he ran every inch of Soldier Field like a first-time running back until he scored. Love dribbled the snap like a basketball, then threw it to a wide-open tight end who fell down under the crushing weight of his own anxiety and rolled like his asshole was on fire. Another innovative play from Matt LaFleur. The Bears were flat-out embarrassing. If I were at this game and later accused of a crime, I wouldn't even use it as an alibi. The closest the Giants came to winning this game was prior to kickoff. The Giants were a no-show, no touchdown, no way they just got shut out by 40 points in their own house. Blocked punts, interceptions, fumbles, sacks. The game looked like a season-long highlight reel for the Cowboys. It was the most dramatic loss Brian Daboll suffered since his hair. I'd give the Giants a participation trophy, but they'd probably drop it. This must be the worst thing that ever happened to New York City. It's Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football, but not for long. Rodgers suffered an injury before the first boner pill commercial. Zach Wilson was forced into action and the Jets were right back where they started. How do we feel about that, New York? Alrighty then. Wilson might as well have had a bib and a binky the way the Jets babied him. Josh Allen tried to toss a month's worth of interceptions in one game. This game went to overtime, and it ended in amazing fashion after rookie Xavier Gibson returned a punt for a walk-off touchdown. Jets win! Jets win! Frogs are raining from the sky. Do you believe in miracles? Oh, the humanity! Rodgers must be jumping for joy. I'm kidding, he is not watching. What do we think, longtime official John Perry?
You gotta put an asterisk on it because there's a tripping call that was not made.
Oh, come on! We're starting and ending the week with an asterisk? Too late. They turned out the lights. Good luck annotating in the dark.
And that's the roast. Before we get out of here, we do have one more point of business to get to. We have a new segment here at the end where we give out a soft pretzel of the week.
Yummy.
This week, the soft pretzel goes to NFL mustaches. Guys like Travis Kelce, Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and even head coaches like Arthur Smith and Mike Vrabel are rocking the stash. I'll never have one. I've tried, but instead of looking like my father, I look like a guy who owns a van with free candy spray painted on the side. Footballers with stashes get me nostalgic for football of the past. Guys like Joe Namath, Mike Ditka, Walter Payton, when shoulder pads were huge and lip caterpillars were common. Next week, I want more touchdown celebrations. Step it up. I want dancing, miming, charades. Bring it in week 2. Thanks for watching Shutout Football. Leave your comments below, like, subscribe, click the bell, say hi to your mom for me, and we'll catch you next week. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Shamani Tutanka, Uwachi. His name is Dances with Wolves, but he's dirty dancing with me.